Life can change in an instant. If you've been hurt in an accident, suffered from medical negligence, or are facing criminal charges, you don't have to face it alone. At Ryan Miller & Coburn, we're here to listen and fight for you. We're your neighbors, traveling across Montana to stand by your side as your link to justice. Real people, real help, right here in Montana. Ryan Miller & Coburn, your Montana attorneys.
Thanks so much for listening to the Big Sky Breakdown podcast series and for tuning into our Skyline Sports YouTube channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to both the podcast and all your various podcast hosting networks and to the YouTube channel as well. Thanks to our great partners, including Ryan Miller & Coburn Law. Ryan Miller & Coburn are ace attorneys, each with different expertise. Paul Ryan, the master when it comes to DUIs. Angie Miller, excellent in medical malpractice. Abigail Coburn, federal drug charges. She's the one you want defending you. They can help in any and all sorts of criminal defense cases. They have a live answering service that's available 24 hours a day, 406-542-2233. You can also visit rmcattorneys.com. Ryan and Miller and Coburn, your Montana attorneys. Let's hear from RMC right now. How about just your connections to Missoula? What's kept you here for, most of your life, right?
Yeah, no, I love Missoula. I went to grade school, middle school, and high school here, and ultimately graduated from the University of Montana. My family's here, so many of my friends, people that I see. It's such a great feeling. I think people that know Missoula, whether you grew up here or whether you've moved here, they understand this is such a magical place. The people are so friendly. It's a safe place. I got to raise my daughter here, and just see the development of Missoula and its growth, which is great. But it's still small town to me. And I know, the places that I go, if I want to go get taco treat, I've been getting taco treat for probably 40 years, and that's where I want to go. But just so many friendly faces and people probably is what really keeps me.
Well, into November now, crazy to say, but into the stretch run of the season. Jordan Tripp joining us here on the Big Sky Breakdown. Good to see you, man. How you doing?
Good to see you, bro. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good. First of all, I asked Schmidt this question earlier this week. Did Friday night seem like different to you than the rest of the Griz performances so far this year?
Yeah, I thought it was in a number of ways. I thought that, they gave up some plays against a good team,
For sure.
a talented team. I don't want to say a good team, a talented team, but it was clean. It was clean football. And the mistakes that they made were not just egregious and blown coverages or misfits. And it was a clean football game. And I think a lot of it has to do with just Coach Houck's persistence and his formula and how he coaches teams. And it's getting to that point in the year where I think a lot of the guys are truly bought in to his ways, and it's starting to show up. And I think that Friday night was an example of that.
He doesn't overtalk anything, but he has sort of in passing mentioned that, hey, we're rotating all these guys because we know we're playing 12 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually bearing fruit now, because they rotate a little bit less, especially defensively, but they also cranked it all the way to the max. And I think that that's the game within the game too, right? Because it's funny because you hear all the scuttle, you hear from the fans, and you're like, well, how did the Griz give up 325 yards passing to this guy that can't really throw?
Yeah,
this is what we dictated that you do to us, and we knew that if we took away this and you do this, we will win. And
right.
Part of that too is that number 13, that kid from Sac State, Ernest Campbell, excuse me. Questionably the fastest guy in the country. He ran 10 flat, 100 meters at Texas A&M last year, right? So you get him in a one-on-one situation, the quarterback sees that. All he's got to do is he's
got to make the throw
the assist, and the guy's going to score the touchdown. So anyways, I thought that was an impressive thing, though, to commit to something, though. I thought they've done some this or that, but this time they said, okay, sack rushes for 300, we're going to hold them to half that, and we'll see what they can do otherwise. And then they let it all play out. And I thought that was a great game plan on their part to sort of say, okay, doesn't matter. Empty calories. Let's just roll, and let's see what you can do with throwing the ball.
no doubt. I mean, you have your keys to victory and where you think that their weak spots are, and you do everything you can to exploit them and take advantage of opportunities when you do. Um, to the point though about so, and it's not just because I'm a defensive guy, but just from a football perspective, when you have an offense like you have at Montana, um, I'm not making the comparison, but I'm comparing. So look at the last 4 to 5 years of Kansas City, and there's other teams that I could mention too. But when you have an explosive offense with a lot of weapons, it affords you to play a certain brand of defense, and that's not four down, three linebackers, eight guys in the box, and just fitting up football. You can go four down, five down, three down, and blitz five, blitz six, and you're going to end up in man-to-man situations. And yeah, you might give up some big throws, but look at every single game, the last 4 to 5 games. Quarterbacks and coordinators, by the middle part of the third quarter, begin to get confused and they start to guess because they've seen so many looks. And that's when turnovers happen. That's when issues are created. That's when you win on third and fourth down. So you look at Montana, and I think stats are, we talked about this before. Stats are relevant, but they're not necessarily everything. So there's important ones though. Third down efficiency, fourth down efficiency, red zone efficiency, and turnovers. Montana is top in the country, certainly top in the conference in every single one of those. And when you can spread a game out, if you're up by a touchdown or up by 2 touchdowns, and you get a fourth down stop, turnover on downs, or an interception, I mean, they're one of the top teams in the country in picks. It's because people get confused. Do they give up explosives? Absolutely, they give up explosives. But you have an offense that affords you the ability to play like that, and that's what can open games up. That's why that offense of Montana and that defense go so well together. And it's going to be interesting to see how this all comes together down the stretch because it's coming together for sure.
It's definitely coming together. And
what is a jewelry design center?
JDC is a family-owned business with deep roots in Montana. Why Montana? Because this community made us family, made us artisans, made us believe in love, made us hometown heroes. Because this community made us shine. Why Montana? Because Montana is home.
Join DraftWorks' annual Crappy Halloween costume contest on October 31st at 5 p.m. Enjoy a free pint for rocking a killer costume and stick around for the 9 p.m. Best Dressed prize. Spooky fun, great drinks, and plenty of laughs guaranteed at DraftWorks.
I'm so impressed. Bobby Hauck has always loved to coach games where he manifests momentum.
Right.
And so much of the momentum swings that he wants to manifest come from negative plays on defense, turnovers on defense, huge special teams plays like block kicks and stuff, or big returns. And then they've always said, okay, that's the way we're going to just annihilate you. We're going to avalanche you in these ways. And then the offense just needs to be steady, disciplined, take care of the ball. And I was thinking about this while we were watching the Sac State game on Friday night, because I remember when Sac came to Missoula in 2021, because I think that the 2023 Griz were so good. And of course they won the Big Sky title and they went to the national championship game. But I actually thought in 2019 and 2021, they were as well equipped to actually make a run in a national championship, but they just had some circumstantial stuff not go their way. 2019, Dalton Snead got rolled up on in Sac State. He busted his ankle. And multiple other guys got hurt, and that sort of just cratered their season. They still won some games. They had the epic win against Weber State, but that impacted them. And then, but in 2021, when Sac came to Missoula, it was probably, I bet you if you asked Coach Hauck 10 years from now, what was the biggest what if game they ever had? And in that game, they fabricated a bunch of stuff where it was like, Levi Janicaro had the blocked punt where he returned it for a touchdown. And they had all these different things. And they had that one series where they intercepted the ball in the end zone and they had the big return. But then right away, they were playing with their backup quarterback because Cam Humphrey had gotten hurt and Chris Brown threw the pick on the other side. And it all went away from them. And they lost, I think they lost 27-21.
Yeah.
It was the only time Sac State's ever won in Missoula. But I was just thinking about how much different it was on Friday night, because on Friday night, they didn't try to fabricate this, that, the other thing. They got to that point at the end when they were doing the special teams trickery, but it was the okay, we're going to avalanche you with our offense straight up, guard me. Let's see what you got. Like they ran counter on the first play of the game, which they haven't ran all year long with Eli Gilman, and then they just kept coming, kept keeping Sac on their heels. And I just thought it's such a transition. That it is the first time in Bobby's career where he's actually been like, all right, we're going to lean into this, and it's not the special teams, it's not the negative plays, it's not the turnovers, it's the offense. And I think that's the number one thing that gives them a chance, man.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. The offense and their ability to just consistently be dangerous, whether it's throwing the ball, whether it's running the ball, whether it's getting teams with the wrong personnel in because they have personnel matchup issues for or if it's just lining up and playing bully ball. I mean, they have so many different options, and there's guys who haven't even had breakout seasons yet I mean, that we haven't even seen. Who I think are gonna, one kid in particular who I think is gonna have a big hand down the stretch. One of their wideouts, but there's so many different options for Brent and Kaylee and Bobby to call on. It's just pick your poison, man. When you see a defense roll coverage to Michael Wortham, and then you got Brooks Davis on the outside, and so then they go 6-man box and try to stay in too high and double cloud him and Brooks. And then you got Eli Gilman, then you got Kaylee Ayat, and then they put him in like a wild horse formation with Michael at quarterback. I mean, it's just too much for a defense to try and match up and play. And the other thing is too, it doesn't matter. I mean, everything's relative, but where you're at in the game, nothing's out of reach for that team. It's not. They can take control of a game down 14 or 17 points. And that's just all they find their groove where to expose you. And you saw it against, well, I think one of the best teams in the country against North Dakota early on. I mean, they're down by 13, and they took control of the game in the fourth quarter, and it was a wrap. And so it's similar on the defensive side. They didn't even shy away. They stuck with it. They knew they were going to play man on that kid who runs a 10 flat 100 meter. He hit him on a couple. They didn't stop, and they just kept throwing the kitchen sink at him. And sooner or later, offense got hot, defense stayed on pressure, and I mean, they scored the touchdown going into half and coming out of half that opened it up. I mean, the bang bang, and now that's what you can do when you have a talented offense like that, man. It's a unique thing, and then not to mention the quarterback who keeps getting better each week and is really playing above the shoulders in terms of seeing his reads and seeing the field well, and he's got the talent to get the ball to his guys. So it could be a really interesting thing, because I think that they're playing to a high potential, and I think there's a whole nother gear for this football team.
One other factor that's maybe something that people don't consider a lot, and you know this from being a player at Montana, is that a lot of times you're playing with a lot of guys that are from out of state, and a lot of times they're from California. Mm-hmm. And when you go to those Cali schools, like on a road trip, like that's the one time where mom and grandma and auntie get to come see you, and it comes with a lot of pressure, right? Right. But I think that was the other part that I was so impressed with, is that Brooks Davis is from that area. Michael Wortham's from like 5 blocks down the road from Hornet Stadium. Like, what are you doing, Sac State? You got to recruit that guy. But anyways, Keon Loud is from there too. Like, and so Brooks Davis's dad was messaging me saying that they got like 200 people from the area, like families and friends, to come there. And they actually said, hey, Sac State's facilities guys and like their ticket people were great. They helped them. They were hospitable, etc. But like a lot of times when the guys go down there, it's a lot of pressure, and sometimes they play tight. They play, I'm trying to ball out.
It's one way or the other,
right?
It's like you either tight or you ball out. I remember it was always that way with Davis, Sack, and Pauly. Man, it was always that week was, because it's such a hotbed for recruiting. It was, hey man, how many tickets you got? And they're just the guys trying to just round them up. And
Right.
it's special for those guys because yeah, I mean, Montana's a long ways to go, and it's not cheap for people to get there. So if you got guys from the islands or from California or anywhere on the West Coast, I mean, that's a place where everybody comes to watch everybody play. So I thought that they handled it, the whole team, incredibly well on a primetime night with a lot of external noise, and I just think that it was a very focused group and went out and performed well, and it just shows what they're capable of because Sac is a very talented team that could beat people, and they were in it for a while, and they just didn't let their foot off the gas. So I was really impressed.
When it comes to the defense, way more statistical measure in terms of production. We've been
Yeah.
talking about all year, like they're making the quarterback get the ball out quick. Bobby said in the post-game press conference, he's like, man, this guy doesn't get the ball out quick, and that's why we got 6 sacks. But either way, it has to be a confidence builder to be able to. I mean, I think they had 12 or 13 tackles for loss. Like that's a lot of negative plays, and that's probably what you want if you're Montana's defense. So what'd you see there? What made that go so well?
Yeah, I mean, you saw that the quarterback was a run first guy, could make throws, but you force a guy like that to throw, he's going to hold the ball, and I mean, that's a weak point. You got to take advantage of it, and they did. I mean, he hit him early on some throws I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that you're going to have man-to-man opportunities against Montana, and that quarterback knew it up front. I think he completed his first 7 or 8 passes in a row, and he was on fire. And then Montana just kept hitting him with different looks and different pressures. And then pretty soon, after they brought 5 or 6 a few times, they dropped 8 and I mean, the kid got into trouble and made some bad decisions. And then that's when it started to go south for him. So I just think that what I saw from the defense was the willingness to trust the plan. You don't want to give up plays, but also while trusting it, continuing to play at a high level. And whether they gave up a big play or created a negative, that effort level was always there. And that's easier said than done. I mean, when you get popped up over the top first 3 touchdowns, it's easy to go, what the hell are we doing? Why are we going zero pressure? There was none of that. They just stayed with it, and then you end up with all the negative plays, and the rest is history.
It's got to be empowering to the defense too to watch Wortham and everybody else, but just the big playability of it, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like I've played with one of my buddies who when Indianapolis was rolling, he's actually the D coordinator now for the Detroit Lions, Kelvin Shepard.
Oh yeah, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's doing awesome, man. We were in Miami together, and he had just came from Indy when they were rolling, and that was Andrew Luck, and
Yeah,
he was like, and they had one of the best defenses, Colts, on the team, and he would just say, like, if they got beat, man, because they had an aggressive defense, he's like, Andrew would come over, he's like, bro, we got you, just like stay on them, and that's kind of what you see. It allows you to be able to take more chances, and when you can do that, you're not playing risky, bad football. You just know that when you take chances with no hesitation and you can just play loose and play fast, it's going to come. And when it does, it's a complete cascade of bad things for the offense, good things for the defense, because you're afforded that luxury. Now, when you run into a defense who is salty and who is good, that's where that belief comes in. It's like we're just going to be better than you. We're going to play better than you, and something's going to give, and it does.
Yo, Tara, what up, E?
What's going on? Man, those are some nice medals.
Yeah, man, these are hard to come by.
Yeah, well, I've got 2 of them.
Well, that's nothing like going to March Madness, though.
We did go to a national championship.
Okay, guys, whatever. Let's just get on the Montana party bus and head over to Press Box for lunch.
Yo.
Nuanez Now and Skyline Sports, covering Montana athletics and the Big Sky Conference better than anybody. The Montana Party Bus and the Press Box are also proud supporters of Montana athletes.
Hey, cheers to you guys, man. Cheers to Montana. Cheers to chasing more championships.
It's been impressive to see them lean into their strengths on both sides of the ball, because they really have leaned in. Like, it was my impression that in 2018 and 2019, when Bobby was first back, he knew the deficiencies. So they leaned into the offense quite a bit because he knew that he had inherited a roster that was recruited by an offensive head coach.
Yep.
And he's got guys like Xavier Kim and Samari Torre, and he's like, all right. And he brought his own guy at quarterback. So let's let it rip. We'll mitigate it. And then they gravitated away towards a defensive style. And I think part of that's because of Bobby's identity, but also part of it's because of what they had on offense as well. But now it's like they're running Bobby and Tim and Roger Cooper's defense.
Yeah, Rocky Long's defense.
They're running it, but they also are pairing it with this offense that is, I mean, I don't know, because it's so funny the way that you hear from, different platitudes and also criticisms. But I've heard a bunch of times, like, what's up with Eli Gilman? And I keep telling people, like,
nothing's wrong.
First of all, Gilman's leading the league in rushing still.
Yeah.
But second of all, you want to know why Michael Wortham scores 65-yard touchdowns?
Yeah.
It's because Eli Gilman's got 9 guys that are keying on him.
It's true. I mean, every coach that we talk to, every week on a production call, we can't let 10 beat us. We can't let Gilman beat us. Well, all right, good. Go ahead, do your thing and go man free or just go 0, but put your post safety over number 6. And that's what a lot of teams, they're going double on Michael, or they're going double on Brooks, or they're spying Michael with help. And it's just a problem because you mathematically cannot cover that many guys. The best thing you can do is make number 8 guess and make your coordinator guess. And that's where I think Coach Pease really is 2 things. In a league of his own coaching, he's a great offensive mind. He has the tools to work with, though, now. And when you have the tools to work with and you have a smart quarterback and you have, Eli Gilman's an incredibly smart running back. Brooks Davis is one of maybe the smartest receivers I've ever watched when you throw the tape on. The kid understands coverage and spacing, and he's a
so
freshman.
sick,
yeah, but he is so talented, and that's why he makes plays when the game's on the line. And then, not to mention the tight ends and the blocking game and the offensive line, I think, is taking steps each week. A kid to watch out for is that Colin Amick. Holy cow, man.
So glad you said that, man. I thought,
wow,
dude, he's a game changer, man. It's hard to throw a redshirt freshman to the Wolves when you have 6 seniors, but they had to because of an injury. And I thought it changed everything, man. I thought their offensive line operated at like a full step better level because their power tackle on the right side was mauling people. And I was talking to some of the guys that were on the sidelines at Sac State. They said this dude is the dog too. They said he is like the biggest, like, smack talker, JD Quinn type of guy on the whole team. He's only a freshman. So I think that's really well for his future, man.
Yeah, I'm interested to watch him because Brent, we were on the coaches call today, and I just said, what's the deal with this kid? He's a freshman. You hate to see what happened to Everett. Everett goes down.
Right.
The kid comes in halfway through a game, in a tight game now, and he gets him involved in the screen game early, and he's out there just, he's punishing fools. And I'm like, this kid, freshman, like, backup halfway through the game. Usually freshmen, especially at a tackle position or any skill position, they'll short circuit in that situation. They're not gonna, and they threw the kitchen sink at him. The kid didn't care. And then last week he physically just annihilated people, and I was just blown away by his demeanor. So anyway, that's my point. Is Brent has the tools to work with, and the kids that are in those positions are not only talented, they're smart football players, and they play their asses off. So it's just got all these different ingredients that are making it really interesting that they're playing at a high level, but I think there's a completely different gear that it could go to.
I think they know that too, and I think that's what Bobby's challenging them to get to as well. Thanks so much for listening to our Big Sky Breakdown podcast series and for tuning into our Skyline Sports YouTube channel. If you have not, please rate, review, and subscribe. Particularly subscribe. Click on the subscribe button. That helps us out a ton. Thanks to our great partners who help make all of this content possible, including Ty Hobbs at Keller Williams Real Estate. Ty's a great friend of mine, guy I lift weights with in the mornings, and a guy I golf with as much as I can, but he's also an ace realtor. I did not choose him as my realtor because he's my friend, although that was a big perk. He is excellent when it comes to everything from efficiency to negotiation to no frills, no BS. He got our house on the market and got it sold in less than 24 hours, more like 4 hours. It was an impressive turnaround. He got us exactly the contract that we wanted. We needed to stay in our house for a couple months because we had a new build coming up. He negotiated that flawlessly. The negotiation part is the number one reason why we chose Ty, but he also has a great acumen when it comes to construction, building, remodels. We had a flood in our house that I needed help with repairing. Boom. He helped me out. Awesome service, awesome job. And if you're in the market for a realtor, Ty Hobbs is your guy. Let's hear more about the current real estate market from the man himself. So, two-part question. First of all, do you think that land in town is harder to come by?
It's certainly getting that way,
right?
For sure.
A lot of people, when they think, oh, I want to buy some land, they're thinking, okay, I'm going to buy it out in the Bitterroot or out towards Frenchtown way. In actual Missoula is tougher and tougher to find land, but you got a piece of land for sale right now.
Yeah, I got a great lot. Actually, it's one of the biggest lots in the Range Club right now. It's just shy of a half acre, right on number 15, so it's right on the golf course. It's a great lot. It's big. You can build any sort of custom home you want right there and be right on the golf course. Have great views of the mountains and kind of live that club life, so to speak.
So if people want to find out about that and other listings that you have, how do they find them?
Best way is just get a hold of me by phone, 406-544-9794.
Shine Beer Sanctuary is leading the charge when it comes to promoting beer culture in Montana. Located at the corner of Church and Main and downtown Bozeman, the locally owned and operated tap house and bottle shop has the best beer selection in the Treasure State. The bar has 32 rotating beers on tap with everything from Duvel to local ciders, gluten-free beers, and non-alcoholic options. The bottle shop has more than 400 beer offerings from all over the world, and Shine offers Cicerone-trained beer guides. Come enjoy beer heaven at Shine Beer Sanctuary in Bozeman.
Last couple of things for you then. The Weber State matchup is so weird to me because like from when Ron McBride was there till when they had the whole weird situation with John L. Smith and Jody Sears and all these guys coming and going.
Yeah.
And even into Jay Hill. It didn't really like the head coach had changed or whatever and like what they do or whatever. But you knew Weber was going to be big, strong, tough, athletic, defensive oriented, hit you in the face. Like they're never going to back down from a fight. They're going to do all these things. And that's not to say this team isn't tough. I think that Weber is tough, and I think they still have a good offensive line. But I can't pin like what their identity is, and it's such a departure because they've always had like this same thing that was like the thing about them.
Either
like,
what's part's better, but it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, right? And they've certainly had different varying levels of like which teams are the most quality. And obviously Jay Hill is one of the greatest coaches of the modern era in the Big Sky, and he's the best coach in Weber State history for sure. But like since he left, like that's the thing that like eludes them is I just don't know what they like are all about. That said, like the last time Mickey Mental played against the Grizzlies is he won in Missoula. So like what do you say? This is such like an anomaly of a matchup though to me. I've been struggling to find like things to talk about with Weber because they don't have like an identity, even though they are like probably a formidable opponent.
Yeah, God, I mean, I'm not the only one then because I'm right there with you, brother. It's hard to pick. I mean, okay, first of all, Weber has had a myriad of different injuries at key positions.
So many injuries.
That's part of it. But even in the past, when I think about Weber teams, it's the same identity when it comes down to it. I know football's changed a little bit just from the favoritisms of scheme, but they always had big physical running backs, big physical offensive line and defensive line that are mean. They got big, tall, long defensive backs and sawed-off linebackers that run and hit. And so I don't care who's in what spot. That's what they've always been. And you're right. This team, Pate's probably, I think, their best. I mean, he is their best defensive player. Their linebacker, Zero, I think, is a good ball player. but like at quarterback, I mean, typically they've had just an athletic freak or a strong, like even the backups, man. It's just and not to say that this kid, Deshaun Jennings, it is not capable. I mean, we've seen plenty of guys who are question marks come and play the Griz and look like Drew Brees. It's like, so who are they going to be? I mean, records, a big play guy. He had a hell of a year or game last year against Montana. But I'm right there with you. I don't know who they are, what they lean on, and what they call on when they are in their gotta have it situation. You know what I mean? When the chips are down, who are they? And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that if Coach Mental is saying, how are we going to be competitive in this game? The way I see it going, and I could be wrong, is they're going to try to generate momentum and by big plays, and that's it. And they're going to live and die by it. So they're going to lose by 50, or they're going to be in a game like they were last year. And that's just how it's going to, I mean, that's the only way you're going to beat Montana, because you're not going to line up and play, a balanced attack and come away with a win against this Montana team. You're just not. And Montana's offense from last year to this year is not even the same. I think Montana, and I'm not being biased, has the best offense in the country. And that's
right.
So, yeah, I don't know how you're going to, I mean, as a defensive coordinator, if I were them, I would be throwing the kitchen sink at Kaylee Ayat and not letting you got to get him off the spot, and then he's dangerous then as well. But yeah, man, it'll be interesting to see, because I don't see the Weber identity of the past that we always have right now.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Right down the road, pump it up. Oh, yeah.
Letting her stopped your world. The ring you give her should stop her heart.
Tina, will you marry me?
Not again! Don't worry, I'm gonna fix this. Because we want to be your jeweler on our beautiful diamond! Clear! Come back to me, Tina! Are you okay?
Well, and that's the thing too, is first of all, you can throw the kitchen sink at Kaylee Ayat all you want. That's what makes Montana's offense the best in the country. Is it's not just personnel, but it's the fact that the personnel fits so well together. I mean, he's leading the country in time per snap throw, right? Like, he just gets it out. So, like, it doesn't matter what you throw at him. They're so versatile and so dangerous that it's that like, you want to blitz them, you want to do all these different things. Like, they've changed that since North Dakota. It's just catch it, throw it. We're going to mess you up, basically.
Let our athletes beat you in space.
Yep. And the other part about, there used to be this, like, we used to joke about it when we were voting for the all league teams preseason. Like, you have about 75% of who you know and who they get great returners. But, like, if things are a little bit confusing, you need another receiver on your team, you vote the Eastern Washington receiver. But if you need a guard or a D tackle, just vote the Weber guy. Like, whoever's the guard of the,
you're not going to fail.
Like, that guy's probably good. Like, he's good, but they don't have that anymore. It's just a deal. So last thing for you then, just now Montana's in this pivotal stretch of their season where all the projected pitfalls are behind them until they get to the rivalry. So how difficult is that part to manage? Because they have this road trip to Weber. They got a road trip to Portland State. They got an Eastern Washington game in the middle. Like, everybody in the world that covers this stuff is going to say, okay, you guys are supposed to win. You're supposed to win going away. But you have to do it, right? You have to do it. So, like, what is the challenge?
Yeah. I think the challenge is just continuing to buy into Coach Houck's way of approaching his boring day-to-day military methodicalness of it's a one-game season and you're not allowed to know who you're playing next week, and I better not ever hear about it being spoken. That's it. Like, this is a good team. This is a big game. We got to prepare to win next. That's just how so that's what I think that they have to do. That's the challenge, is just do what you've been doing all year, trust your coach, and know that him and his staff have all of that figured out.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch, and certainly we'll look forward to hearing you on the call, and safe travels, and thanks for being here this week.
Thanks, brother. You too. Take care.